Welcome to the AdFix. Today we are going to discuss about the microcontroller. What is a microcontroller, how the microcontroller works, and what are its applications. Well, coming to the applications, microcontroller have a huge applications in embedded system, in office machines, robots, home appliances, and motor vehicles, as well as a lot of other gadgets as well. And coming to the topics. Well, in the microcontrollers, we are going to cover some of the important aspects in microcontroller. And these topics are divided into five formats or five chapters. The first one is microcomputer architecture, and the second one is LPC2148 architectural overview, and the third one is LPC2148 peripherals, and the fourth one is LPC2148 peripherals second part, and the fifth one is the ARM programming. We are going to discuss the first chapter of the microcontroller, which is a microcomputer architecture. What is a microcomputer architecture? It is simple. It is a design, development, and a construction of a microcomputer. Before dealing with a microcomputer, we must know what is a computer. Computer is a machine which is used to calculate, process, and store the data. Well, the laptops and the personal computer which we use in our daily life are the example of these computers. When I am talking about a calculate, process, and store data, we are using a lot of softwares in our computer like Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Visual Studio Code, skill software, which are used to calculate some of the data which is present in the computer. And coming to the processor processes the data, and we have a lot of processors and its manufacturers which are rivalry competitors like Intel, AMD, and Verizon. And when it comes to storage of data, we have a primary memory and a secondary memory which are used to store the data, and which are RAM, ROM, SSD or STD, and we have a graphics card for excessive processing which are used in our computer. Well, discussing about the microcomputer, it is a system that includes a minimum of a microprocessor, program memory, and a data memory and input output. Well, when we are discussing about a computer, we have discussed the same things. A microcomputer is a micro version of the computer which we have discussed in the before presentation. Well, discussing about the computer organization, the main components of a computer are CPU and a memory subsystem and input output system, as well as the buses. Well, CPU is the brain of a computer. Memory system is to store the memory which we are giving as input to the computer, and input output is used to control the computer. Well, coming to the input output system. Input system. The data is fed into the computer through the input devices such as a keyboard, mouse, stylus, and a joystick. And whenever you press any word or a number, it is converted into binary format, and this binary format of the numbers are saved in the memory storage systems. Now coming to the output unit. These are actually the counterparts of the input unit. Its a basic function is to send the processed result to the outside world. That means the monitor and soundbox, printer, fax machine, a lot. Well, memory subsystems are divided into two types, primary memory and a secondary memory. Well, why do we need a memory? The programs in a microcomputer or the computer are executed only when they are stored in the memory. And for the storage, we have a semiconductor storage cells. Each storage cell store one bit of information, and these bits are processed in a group of a fixed size called word. And your computer is of a same size which word represent. Means if your computer is of 64-bit, then the word of your computer is of 64-bit. If your computer is of 32-bit, then your word is also of 32-bit. And we have addresses which are used to locate those memory. Means addresses are just numbers that are used to identify the memory locations. This is all about how the memory works. Well, coming to the primary memories are the memories which are used to store the data of a computer until computer is on. When computer is off, every data erases, and there will be no data which will be stored when computer is off. And this primary memory is divided into the three types: RAM, ROM, and cache. Well, coming to the RAM, the random access memory. These are the memories which are used to locate the addresses in a very short and a fixed amount of a time. And the time required to reach or access one word is called as the memory access time. And whatever you write on the computer which is displayed instantly is because of the RAM. Whatever you store, the program is executed at a very short period of a time because of the RAM. And coming to the ROM, the read only memory. This is the memory which is not reliable on the user and it is not altered by any user. It's normally the amount of a memory required to install the operating system, such as the Windows or the Mac OS, which are installed in respective computers, which cannot be erased by any of the user. And along with the RAM, we have a cache memory. Cache are the small RAM units which are coupled with a processor and are often contained on the same IC chip for high performances. We have a secondary memory. It is type of a memory which is large in size, which is used to store very large amount of data and programs which are accessed infrequently. Like we have SSD memory, we have HDD memory, and we have a CD-ROM. CD-ROM now often become very low in usage, but we often come with the SSD and HDD. That means a solid state drive and a hard disk drive. And a solid state drive is type of a semiconductor storage which is very fast and used for many years, whereas HDD is very slow and can be used only for a small period of a time. Well, do subscribe our channel for regular updates. Thank you.